So how do you actually pick content creators? Like if you're leveraging like UGC, for example, or if you're like paying random creators online, how do you actually pick creators that's actually going to be good versus working with a content creator that's just like complete trash and gives you the worst results ever? So I'm gonna kind of going over just a couple things today that's personally helped me, whereas like I rarely ever have issues with content creators that are just trash. And then, you know, I've seen quite a few students that struggle with this, you know, once they start getting to content creation with like paying creators, UGC creators, and all that good stuff right there. So yeah, let's dive into it. So first things first, we'll start off with is your script itself. I take full accountability when I get a trash piece of content back from a UGC creator. I don't blame it on the creator. I take full accountability, like, oh shit, I gave them the wrong instructions. When you get a bad piece of content from a creator, you know, you put together those instructions of what you want filmed, and because you didn't put the right instructions together, it's, you know, you just get something bad back. It's like if you put some bad instructions together and someone builds the house based off of that and it's trash, you get mad at the builders? No. You get mad at yourself because you put the wrong instructions together. So when it comes down to actually putting the right instructions together, all I'll do is I'll go ahead and write my script. And I don't even think about the creator or anything like that. I'm writing down. I'm sitting down. I write my hook. Then, which my hook is my first sentence. So I write my first sentence, then I write the second sentence, then I write the third sentence, then I write the fourth sentence, and then so on. And, you know, depending on how long the ad might be, it might be 5 sentences, it might be 50, just depends on how long the ad needs to be. And after I write these sentences down, then what I do here is under each sentence, I put the visual of that sentence. So let's say if I write a hook that says, do you want long, shiny hair like a Disney princess, ? Then you need to try this. So a visual for that sentence right there could be literally a girl with some amazingly beautiful hair, just showing off her hair in like the sunlight. There you go. And then all I do is do that for each line. So line 1, I write down the visual instructions for that sentence. Then line 2, I write down the visual instructions for that sentence. Boom, 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 boom. Go all the way down. So that way each sentence is a scene. And that's where a lot of people mess up at, because you only have about 2 to 3 seconds before you need to put something new on the screen before your audience gets bored and tired. So you first need to like really look at that. Okay, how do we keep this interesting? How do we keep it flowing? So that way it's not just like someone holding the product and talking to the camera like this for 5 minutes and it's like, this product was amazing, blah, blah, blah. Like no one's gonna want that. So that's the first thing. And that's also where it's like your script writing ability is also gonna be really like very powerful. I know I have the video on my YouTube channel, which is Facebook Video Ad Master Guide. I have quite a few videos, how to create Facebook ads at scale, quite a few videos on like scripting and like all the thought process that I go through when I'm writing a script. And like, that's the first thing you have to understand before you can even hire the creator or anything like that. Once I get all that done, then I like to look at what is kind of the, and you should already know this, like the persona you're going after. So maybe the persona I'm going after, which is like, hey, do you want a shiny hair like a Disney princess? Then it's like, I'm going after women who want like better hair. So I should understand is what is the key thing that I need to make sure that my creator has. So if I'm selling to women, hey, do you want shiny hair like a Disney princess ? That means the creator I use needs to have amazing hair, like very long, very shiny hair, and like she looks beautiful. That's like just some immediate things I need to know. Then I need to understand like, who am I selling to? Am I selling to older adults? Am I selling to younger girls? What race am I targeting? Is it white? Is it, you know, some other races and stuff like that? Like what's the particular race that we're going after? Because like all of that comes into play. Do I need male? Do I need female? And then that'll allow me to start building a mental image of the person I need. And then I like to go just find a Google image, for example. Go find a Google image of like that person. And once you find a Google image of that person, save it to your little script doc, because now that becomes your filter of the type of girl that you select. So I use Incense Pro. That's what I personally use. I've tried Billo. I've tried emailing or messaging people on Instagram. I hated all of that. I personally like incense.pro. If you like what you like, then cool, like go for it. I'm not telling you have to switch or anything. I'm just telling you what I use and what I've been using over the last 3 years. So I use incense.pro, and what I'll do is I'll put out a campaign. You create a little campaign in incense.pro, basically the campaign, all it is just like, what are you looking for? So like me, girl with shiny hair, here's the script that I need them to do. It's a video ad. It needs to be roughly 30 to 60 seconds long. It's gonna be posted on Instagram. And then maybe like the more characteristics of gender, race, and age that I'll also put in there as well. Now, I'll start getting a bunch of applications to that particular campaign itself. And all these applications, because you can select like gender, age, and race already in Instance, they should already start being filtered out of like the people that don't make any sense. Like if a dude who's 21 applies to it, like it wouldn't even let them. So they should already be kind of falling in my category. Now, what I like to do in Instance is I like to go through all those applications. It'll take me anywhere between a day after I post a campaign to about a week, just depending on how niche the product is and what I'm looking for. And then from there, I'll just go and I'll start going through those applications. And I like to make my short list first. That means I'm not hiring anyone, I'm just making my short list. So I pull up my image that I need of that particular girl. And I go through my applications and just select all the girls that fit that image. And I'm like, all right, cool. Now I may have one girl, I may have 10 girls. Then what I do next is I like to go ahead and I like to go look at all of their Instagram profiles or TikTok profiles, whatever Instance has linked to it, because there's different, you know, like some of them link their Instagram, some of them link their TikTok. And I like to ask myself this question: what type of content are they creating, and are they creating content that I want? Because their content they're creating now is a direct reflection of what type of content they'll create if I give them this script. So if they're filming in like very horrible locations with very horrible lighting and stuff like that, and they're super monologue and like it's not an entertaining video, I'm to be expected, I'm gonna get that same piece of content. So that's the first thing. If they don't even fit the type of content that I'm looking for, they're getting cut from that short list. Usually that'll probably cut 60 to 70% of people to where I'm left with like 3 to 5 people left on that short list. That's the most important thing right there. That like immediately like just increases the possibilities of me getting good content back. Now, the next thing I do is, now let's say I have 2 or 3 people. If I'm fresh working with a brand, this is when I do like to actually start off with like something in the sense of, hey, brand new brand, brand new account and everything. And I like to pick 3 very different people. So like if I'm going after a woman that wants long shiny hair, maybe I'll pick 3 different girls they just have very different looks. Like maybe one girl's more of like a hippie girl, maybe one girl's more of a rich and posh girl, and maybe another girl's more of like a gym girl. Then I pick all 3 of those girls, and that's gonna be the 3 girls I start with for that script itself right there. And a couple other little key things here. So like that's usually how I do it. Boom, 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 done. Send them the script. And the cool thing with Instance is that it sends them the script first before they even apply. So that way, usually they'll always apply and be like, all right, cool. Like I want to do the script itself. And then next thing from there, one thing I didn't talk about was pricing. And pricing is, it's kind of hard. On average, I pay $150 per video from a creator. That's just the average for like a good creator. That's what I find. I've paid as little as $20 a video. I've paid, actually technically I paid as little as free. And then I paid, I think the most expensive I ever paid was $300 a video. And honestly, I didn't really see any difference. But it really just comes down to your product, because you're shipping them this product and you're giving them this product for free. If the product is trash and they do not like it, they're going to charge more. If they really want that product, they're going to charge less or charge you the same, but they're going to put more emphasis and more, you know, like, oh, this is an amazing product. Like I can really talk about it right there. So that's a big thing too. A couple other things too. I know something that one of my team members actually discovered that was working really well for him was, let's say we're selling a beauty product for longer hair, Disney-like hair. I'll go try to find like hashtag beauty products or hashtag hair or something like that on TikTok, where I can see a ton of like TikToks related to this particular industry. And I'll literally go and just send them that hashtag or that URL to that hashtag, to where they can kind of preload themselves with a bunch of content that's working well in that industry. And then that way they can kind of understand like, hey, they want this script filmed, but here's how people are talking. Here's how people are approaching it. Here's how people sound in those videos, to kind of give them a reference before they start filming right there. And that helps out a lot too when it comes down to getting better content from creators and everything like that. But yeah, I mean, pretty much from there, ship them the product, get the content back. I always like to set expectations of how long it takes to ship. And I always like to get expectations from them of how long it'll take them for them to film the content and stuff like that. Other key things is kind of like what I said earlier about the key characteristic of that person. Like there's been some people where like we need to make sure they have like a luxury looking house. There's some people that like sometimes we're shooting content and we need to make sure they live in a city and stuff like that. And like we'll always make sure like we really specify that in our brief to make sure that like, hey, we're getting that thing from that particular person right there. So hopefully that helps you out. Hopefully that helps you improve the quality of content you get back from your content creators and stuff. And if you have any questions, drop them below. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. And thank you all for watching. Hope you have a good rest of y'all day. Peace out.